Hello guys, welcome to my new video. In this video we'll be setting up the code for the e-commerce clone application. Let's get started. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to open the terminal. We can just open the terminal app or command prompt, whatever you want, it's up to you. So I will be using terminal for Windows 10. Okay, so first of all we need to specify a directory in which we want to create the application. But as you see, I'm in the C volume. What I need to do, I just need to change the volume. In Mac there's different command, like you can use cd command to change the directory. Also in this we can change the directory, but there is in Mac there is a one volume, so you can just traverse the volume only. So Mac and Linux both are like having same command. So we have some folder called e-commerce clone, and yeah, so this folder does not have anything. So let's create an application. So there's two ways of creating an application. First of all, you need to just open the Android Studio, and let me show you. Okay, you can just create here a new Flutter project, and it will be asking about the Flutter. You can just specify the SDK path. If not set, you can just play next and just give the name of the application. Similarly, you can just create from here also. What the restriction of the naming of the app is, the all letters should be in a small letter, and there should be no space in the sense you can separate the name by underscore. So the only special character is allowed is the underscore. So this is the process by the GUI of Android Studio. Let's see the what's the process of by shell or command prompt or terminal. So we will just this command, when you set up the path of the Flutter SDK to the environment variables. In the Windows we can just open the properties and go to advanced system setting and variables. You can set here the path. So I have in the C directory, you can see the Flutter bin. For Mac and Linux, you can just the documentation flutter.dev, and you can just go with the Mac and Linux installation. Yeah, so this is the path you can export. So let's have Flutter, and let's see the version what I'm using. So you can say Flutter Doctor. So as you see, I have the latest version, stable version of Flutter. So this command will check if there is any issue with the my Flutter SDK. So there is some issue. So it says run this command to overcome. So I will be running this command, and it will show me the yes no prompt for accepting the licenses. I will just yes to all. Okay, now if I run the Flutter Doctor again, it will just green all the checks. But this Visual Studio, this is basically for Windows development, so we can ignore it. We will be making the application for Android, iOS and web generally. So let's create an app. So the Flutter create command, then the name of the app, we can say a texture cart or any name you can suggest or give. We will change later. So it will start creating an app. It will take some time. Yeah, so we can just go to and see the files and folders created by the Flutter command, Flutter create command. So also now we can just open the Visual Code by typing this command, that code and the dot. The thing is, the Visual Studio, while installing, you can just set up the path automatically, or else you have to set the path by yourself, like I have shown you. Okay, so this is the first thing. The second thing is you can just go to the the folder and just right click and see open with code. So there are two ways. So let's open by here. This is the emulator running. This is the emulator running and the visual code. So let's run the app, see what will be the output. This is debugger we will be using. So it's downloading some of the required files we will not using, like it will be a building tool that was missing in the SDK. So till it's running, let's see the architecture. So we have the Android folder for Android, iOS folder for iPhone and iOS application, Linux for the Linux, Mac for the Mac, and web for the web. Also there will be a Windows for the Windows. Okay, and here's our dependency kind of thing, where we will be putting all the dependencies required for this project. So let's remove all these hash thing, so that we can just go ahead without any issues. Okay, now it's clean. Yeah, so here we will be like putting the assets and all this stuff. We can say hash, you can say assets, and we can put assets here. Let's say images slash abc.png. It's commented because we are not like we haven't put any asset here. So let's wait and till the app is running. Let me describe one. So this is the name of the app, this is the description. Publish to none is like we are not allowing it to publish it to that pub.dev. It's not a dependency, of course, but we are not, it will restrict that it will not be published to the pub.dev. This version, so we can say this is the version and this is the version code. As per the Google, we need two things. Google console, we have to put the version and the version code. If the version code is same, so it will not allow me to push the app to the Play Store. So this is the basic application with the counter one. As you see, you can increase the counter, decrease the counter. So our next step, like we have successfully set up all this stuff, and our next step is to add the dependency which is required for the development of the application, e-commerce application. So let's see, we have a plugin called PubSpec Asset. You can just traverse from Control Shift P and search PubSpec Assist. We will be using Get for the Getx and shared preferences. And we will be using Rife for animation, and Firebase Core for Firebase Auth for authentication, Cloud Firestore for database, and what else we can use? Yeah, HTTP for network call, uh, uh, local notification. Let's import all these. So these are the latent dependencies. Also, we will be using INTL for localization purpose. So we can use path provider for getting the path for local storage and all stuff. We will be using Go router for navigation, geolocation for location access, um, image picker for like profile and all the stuff. And there's a Facebook login, so we can go ahead with Flutter Facebook login. And obviously the cache network image. And last but not the least, the animation wrapper. This will provide animation for like list and all the widgets. Let's import all these. The idea of importing from here is that it will just import all the stuff by itself and sort them. So these are sorted by their names. So as you see, animation wrappers are on top, A, C, F, like that. So for now, these are the required dependency. Okay. Now, so here Firebase, there's a error. You see, Firebase requires INTL version 7. Okay, so we need to downgrade the INTL package to 0.17 because all the stuff are dependent on that only. Okay, it's running. Okay, building with plugins. Run start MS developers. Okay, let me switch on the developer option. Yeah, so let's run the Flutter get. So it will grab all the dependencies. Okay, the Flutter Facebook login is using a deprecated, so we need to comment it out because it's deprecated, not deprecated, but it's using the deprecated embedding. Yeah, now it's as it goes through. So these are the dependencies, these are setups we'll be using for in developing the application. The next step will be cleaning up the code and just making it to the base. Okay, so in next video I will be just doing the assets and creating the splash screen. So yeah, stay tuned and subscribe for more. Thank you. Have a great day.